Okay, it's time to begin Operation 001B. Now, what I'm purchasing from the Wonder Mart is useful for one purpose in particular, and that purpose is getting a few hero hearts. Unfortunately, don't think it's quite going to help us in the next mission, but there we go. I don't quite know what I was thinking with some of my purchasing choices, but I made them, and I'm going to have to live with them.
Roger.
So let's get on with all of this, because God knows there's nothing else we can do. And if there's one thing that another thing I will criticise about the 101 is that sometimes its load times are a little bit longer than would be nice. And you kind of run out of things to do, because, I mean, especially early on, because you don't have as many skills as you get later on. You don't have as much time to play. You don't have enough time to play around in the time that you are forced to sit and wait. At least in Bayonetta you are kind of given a lot of skills already to play about with. So frequently what happens at the start of every single next mission, you basically start where you finished off the last time. So even though you have these splits in the level, which some people might say is a little bit arbitrary, and why can't I just play through the entire thing? Considering you're generally dealing with kind of like hour-long chunks of game at a time, having the pause is rather required, considering the intensity that this game will sometimes throw at you. And trust me, when you get towards the end of the game, you're going to want to pause. And I mean that in all seriousness, that there are certain levels after which you are going to want to take a break. It's not because they are kind of horrible, although you could certainly describe them in that manner, but they're intense, let's put it that way. And your fingers are going to want a break. It is quite like Chapter 14 of Bayonetta, where you have the Space Harrier clone segment, closely followed by your last fight with Jean. My hand after that fight just died. And there are moments in this game which are very, very similar. Now, as you can see there, Wonder Red leveled up. Basically, every single Wonderful One has a separate level up bar. And to get the full vitality gauge and to get all of the possible items, you are going to, all the possible skills, you need to level up your Wonderful Ones. So, even though I'm not going to do it just yet, on the gamepad screen, if you press the button that looks like an eject button, you'll get up a picture list of all of your Wonderful Ones, and you can switch between them. So you can have somebody other than Wonder Red as the person doing your Unite Hand. And while you won't notice, and a lot of people would not do it at all, it's worthwhile giving it a shot, because if you whichever Wonderful One you have out in the field is gonna gain experience a lot quicker, and you want that. And I'm just wasting time right now, and I really should not be wasting time, because the mission's still going. And oh, wonderful. The entire floor is breaking apart. Now do be quick here, because if you don't get to that section, then you're gonna lose some health. Now, the reason that I kept kind of not doing the Unite Sword properly there was because I was just like, why isn't it not going quick enough? Why am I not getting an immediate Unite Sword? And it's because I'm so used to playing with the Speedliner. It's kind of bad, but there we go. Oh look, there's another wonderful one. You lazy bloomin' bugger, Wondersucher. Not being with us on time. Bloomin' typical. Now, this is an instance where we are going to have to use Unite Build. It doesn't happen often in the game, but we do have to do it here. However, rather annoyingly, after you get to the top, to get an extra you have to jump off the side and basically ride it back up again. Because if you don't have enough wonderful ones, I don't think you can make it do a Unite ladder all the way up to the top. Oh, look, it's Wonder Matador. Some of the wonderful ones that you are going to find are completely ridiculous. And I mean that really truly. Some of them are completely insane. Some of the ideas. Some of them are very dark. Particularly as you get towards the end of the game. But, yeah. Also, they're just giving us wonderful ones by the buttload. Here's Wonder Magician! And we also get to use Unite Glider for the first time. Now, Unite Glider isn't the best thing in the world. And really, I don't quite get the purpose of controlling it frequently, because you only need it in certain moments, and there are times where even having normal control over it isn't a case. You are given kind of an unlimited flight. But here we have Gagujin. And he is bloomin' huge.
No freaking way, dude. This thing is gnarly.
I'm detecting a signal on the jerk matter interferometer. Some sort of subspace stealth coating must have allowed it to avoid detection underground.
We're gonna scrap this bipedal assault weapon. Team, unite up!
Roger!
So the way of defeating Gagujin is by attacking the massive glowing blue kill me lights. I would use the correct terminology, but I would prefer to not swear, seeing as Wonderful 101 isn't quite that type of game. It's not Bayonetta. It doesn't wear its curses on its sleeve. But yeah, this is a rather interesting fight. Now, one thing that you really should kind of get used to is that it doesn't matter what colour the beam is, or who's firing the beam. If you see a beam of any description, you are pretty much going to be able to use Unite Sword to reflect it. And you should do so, because those beams can cause a lot of damage and are very helpful. More so than you would probably suspect. And also, get combo points for doing it, so seriously, just make use of it. Also, as you can see, Unite Guts is basically integral in battles like this. It's also particularly helpful because you get combo points for pulling off a Unite Guts successfully. It's just awesome. And now we have to basically remove his arm, which is slightly easier said than done, because he's going to be sending out, I believe they're Daidogus, to try and kill you. I do find it a struggle sometimes to remember the names of all these enemies, because there's a lot of them, and the names aren't especially memorable frequently. It's not like Brave, Grace, Glory, and so on and so forth. These are weird names. But I'm pretty sure that in pretty much all of them there is some sort of awesome pun. I wish I could confirm it and tell you what the pun is, but my knowledge of Japanese just isn't... Well, I don't have a knowledge of Japanese. And that is what is preventing me from telling you what these awesome puns are. Because, I mean, there's one which I can tell you, but to tell you now would be an absolute major spoiler. However, when we reach it, I will tell you what it is. But all of the names do, I believe, house some form of pun, but it is based on Japanese. And because it's the way things are written isn't directly Japanese, it's kind of like a wrecked version of Japanese. So, like, Tieku. There's got to be something. But I don't know what that would be. Also, we are about to be introduced to a rather wonderful character, who I'm sure many of you will come to love and adore, just as much as Wonder Blue and Wonder Red themselves. Also, these guys are rather evil. They're Yoo-hoos. I want to suspect that that is just playing on the whole factor. You go, yoo-hoo, hello, but I don't know. Now, these guys are capable of being defeated, kind of with the Unite Morphs you have right now. Basically, you want to kind of team attack, and then your Unite Morph will basically send you up to that enemy, wherever they are. It's a bit of a difficult thing to pull off sometimes, and I do hate them because they move about a lot and they fire, and it's nigh on impossible to see the bullets. But things are going to get a little bit easier when we meet our next wonderful one, who is going to turn up shortly, I hope. A little bit late to the party, but there we go, these things happen, don't they?
Flying toaster, we can't even reach the darn thing.
the life snuffed out by your exquisite charms.
You're late, Frenchie. Did you get lost jumping the pond?
Oh, Blue. I see your continued failure with the ladies has done nothing to remedy your brusque mannerisms. A man's man by default.
You're yanking my chain, Captain Croissant. Thank you. Your help was invaluable. Jean-Sebastian Renault. I mean, Wonder Green, isn't it?
Pardon. You are the leader of this operation? You seem unfamiliar. Have we met before? Tea in Versailles, perhaps?
Dude's only been on the team for a month.
Sacré vert! A novice? You may address me as Monsieur Wonder Green. Have you no respect for etiquette? La hiérarchie?
I'm sorry.
I will have you know I am no simple child. Tell me now, what scores did you receive on your tactical examinations?
I'm pretty sure it was 100 on the written, 98 on the field.
Très bien. But exams are exams. Real-world experience, skills honed in battle. These are what count, my dear Wonder Rouge.
Roger. Good to have you on the team, Monsieur Wonder Green.
And so, here we have Monsieur Wonder Green, le sniper supérieur. That was my terrible French accent. So, Wonder Green has the Unite gun, which basically allows you to shoot far away enemies, but it also has a very useful purpose of upping your combo times thingy, combo multiplier, by a greater deal than any of the other weapons in the game. So if you can kind of work Unite guns into your combos, you're going to do so much better. Now, Wonder Green is voiced by Kari Walgren, who is rather prolific voice actress, along with many of the other cast members in this game. And you probably recognise her as Honey Batowski in Kick Batowski, Suburban Daredevil, Tigress in Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. She is Relena Norstein in Digimon Data Squad. She's Tayuya Mikoto Uchiha, Young Kimimaro, Hana Inuzuka, and Ranmaru in Naruto, I believe. She's been in a lot of stuff, but then in terms of video games, she is Shino and Cade in .hacks//GW, volumes 1, 2, and 3. She's Barbara Johnson in Bioshock 2. She is Kasumi in Dead or Alive Dimensions and Dead or Alive Paradise and Dead or Alive Extreme 2. She is Lady, or Mary, in Devil May Cry's 3 and 4. She is Princess Ash in Final Fantasy XII. She's Dark Lord Gal and Phosphora in Kid Icarus Uprising, as well as the good announcer in Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. She's also Courtney Collins in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, the other Platinum game. She's Elika in Prince of Persia 2008, and also, a game very dear to my heart, she is the voice of Rain Sage in Tales of Symphonia. So, oh yes! Woo for Kari Walgren. But that's another Kakarega done. Let's move on.